what I'm hoping to do during my time there is to frame our relationship with God as something that God sees us favorably. I mean, he definitely, it's like he says, like Jesus said to his disciples, guys, don't worry. It's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
Yeah.
Like that's God's plan for you. You don't have to worry about that. But at the same time, there's a stewarding the grace of God that we get in a way that's honoring to God. And if not, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And that is really largely neglected in the Christian conversation. And I think that is one of the reasons why shipwreck in the faith is becoming so common, is because the gift of God is not something that needs to be stewarded any longer. It just needs to be appreciated. And we need to, in some context, make sure that we don't try to reciprocate or act in a way that is honoring to God in response to that.
Yeah.
And so I think that leads to a big, big problem in complicated seasons of life. And so, especially for people in this age demographic, I think just a simple understanding when you open up Paul and you go, oh, that's right. Like reading that God has acted favorably towards you ought to elicit, I'm so thankful, but also that's sober. That means I have some, I want to maintain that relationship with God. I want to steward the grace that he's given and not act in response in a way that's dishonorable to him.
Yeah.
So that's kind of trying to place disciples on a foundation like that is kind of the objective.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the contrast there between stewardship and appreciation. It's,
Yeah.
The stewardship is a lot more active. And I think you're right. I mean, when I listen to evangelical pastors, I'll go out and listen to sermons and stuff, and because I still swim in those waters.
Yeah.
You can hear when a pastor feels like he got too close to saying you have to do something.
Right. Totally.
He'll sort of walk it back.
Big
like
backpedal,
we don't really have to.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's true. I have a friend who's a missionary in Milan, and he's been overseas for years, and he calls the Western Church the Jesus Appreciation Club. And I just can't get over how great that is.
Yeah. There's a lot of truth to that. It's
yeah.
I wrote an article about that recently, and just said, without the rigor and structure, like I think evangelicalism is doomed, because it's just going to come apart at the seams, and it you can see it happening every week.
Yeah,
in
you
the
almost don't
headlines,
have to be prophetic to say that, because it's right in front of your eyes.